I'll speak.
Let me close this. We'll call to order the Town of Lake Lure Marine Commission regular meeting Tuesday, September 13th at 4 p.m. Welcome, all of you. We're delighted that you're here. We will first, are there any changes, edits, deletions to the agenda?
Madam Mayor, I have one change to the agenda, shifting the approval of the June 14th regular Marine Commission meeting minutes from the consent agenda to new business item A, because I have a change to those minutes. So we'll shift it to part A of part 7, and then A and B would become Bravo and Charlie.
All right, I hear a second.
I'll second, Madam Mayor.
All in favor?
Aye.
And that edit is made, and the agenda stands as edited. We will now open the Marine Commission for public comment. Just to remind everyone, anyone who desires to make a public comment may come to the podium, state their name and their address, and you have 3 minutes to share with us your comments. Please remember that this is not a time for discussion. It's not the venue for discussion. That's not the way it's set up. So there will be no response to any comment that you made. There may be response at a later date, but not during this meeting. So I've not seen the sheet to see if anyone has signed up. Oh, thank you very much. But we do have a number of people, which is good. So the first person, Wade Upplinger.
Thank you, members of the commission. I just had one thing to request. I know there's been a process of reviewing the lake usage regulations, and as the days changed a little bit here, the light, I wanted to see if there might be the ability to consider section 404G, which has to do with no wake time. And I'm wondering if between Labor Day and Memorial Day, that hour could be moved to 8 a.m. in the morning. And the reason being, it's dark a lot longer, which kind of seems to tie into the process in any way. And it would, I don't know who's served by being out there going that fast in the dark, I guess is sort of my question. And as a non-motorized boat out there, it's a little interesting in the morning in the dark, because not everybody's looking for non-motorized boats. So that's the only request, is that rather than being from a 7 to 7 during that period, it would be a 7 to 8 a.m. So that's all.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yes. Diane Wright?
Hello. We have been requested, we have put a request in to have a buoy at the end of our property. It's around where the dam sort of turns around into the open lake. And we do not understand why we haven't been able to get one. We thought it was resolved this summer. And the issue is that people come around that corner very fast, and our boathouse is right there. And we are swimming out there, and we're just worried that it's a safety issue. So if you guys could look into it, and, at least, even if you put it down further around the corner, just so people slow down before they come right around our boathouse.
All right. Thank
Thank
you. We
you.
certainly will. Thank you for bringing
Oh, your address, please.
I'm sorry?
Your address.
170 Tanner Drive. And it really, between 172 and 170 is where we would like to have it.
Thank you.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I should have shared this with everybody. Her address is here. All right, Kevin Ray?
Hello, everyone. Okay, so just read my statement here. How
If
about
you
that?
could just state your name and give us your address. just
Sure,
for the
Kevin Ray, 104 Yacht Island Drive.
Thank you so much.
Okay. So, on Tuesday, August 23rd, you received my email detailing activities engaged in by the Adventure Company that result in safety concerns, property damage, and a negative quality of life for residents on our portion of the lake. The email also detailed statements from our group of 14 addressing these issues. I trust you all got those. Okay. The video surveillance segment of my email illustrates that out of 2,000 boats registered, the Adventure Company generates more than half of all high-speed traffic in our area. Add in their rental boats, plus Lake Lure boat rentals, Lake Lure tourism boat rentals, Rumbling Bulb boat rentals, and Camp Lure Crest high-speed towing, and more than 80% of all traffic on our portion of the lake is driven by commercial interests. As mentioned, Mark Helms, hello Mark. Mark Helms' appointment to the Lake Advisory Board remains problematic as his commercial boating practices are in direct conflict with residential lake usage concerns. That's our opinion. We have offered a very simple solution to resolve our issues without harming the Adventure Company in any way. It states that all Adventure Company vessels operate at 300 feet from shore at speeds not to exceed 10 miles per hour when traveling to or returning from the larger body of water where Yacht Island intersects with Sunset Cove. The slower speed combined with increased distance will greatly enhance resident safety, reduce engine noise, and prevent unnecessary damage to seawalls, boathouses, and other residential lake structures. Now, given the inordinate amount of heavy traffic in our area, we strongly suggest that all commercially licensed vessels adhere to our 300-foot, 10-mile-per-hour solution when entering and departing our portion of the lake. Our number one priority is, of course, safety. When overcrowding and aggressive boating practices are left unchecked, disastrous consequences will follow. Here are a few excerpts from our group of 14 citing their various concerns. And I'm almost done. I'm not going to go over 3, maybe 3.5. I have 6- and 7-year-old children that want to paddle out on their SUPs, but are not allowed due to the Adventure Company boat traffic. None of our family members venture out far from our dock. Here's another one. We fear it is only a matter of time before there is a fatality caused in part by a boat not seeing a person in the water. The Adventure Company boats are often right at the no-wake buoy, pulling at half plane and creating very large wake. Here's another one. The Adventure Company is the largest abuser of boat traffic, seawall damage, privacy violation, and noise pollution. We have the right to protect ourselves from damaged property and safety in front of our homes. In conclusion, I have corresponded with many residents who report that over the years, they have voiced complaints with one or more parties, including Mark, the Lake Advisory Board, various mayors, and marine commissioners. To my knowledge, this is the first time a large group has come together to formally submit their grievances regarding this issue. We look forward to your timely resolution regarding this problem. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for bringing your comments. Elizabeth Isoka.
My name is Elizabeth Iwaoka, and I'm at 143 Anchors Way. It's okay, it's a hard name. We have owned our home on Lake Lure for 31 years. The beauty of the lake never gets old. The steep gorge we are in, surrounded by mountains, is striking. This geography acts as amphitheater to amplify noise, as those of us on the main channels are well aware. Our house sits on a point directly across the bay from the Adventure Company, which did not exist when we bought our home. We are subject to intense noise pollution and boat wake from multiple boat passes the Adventure Company boats make daily. They have 2 loud ski boats, a center console outboard, and pontoon boats. We cannot swim off our dock because the boats routinely pass just feet from where we are allowed to swim. The Adventure Company boats often are right at the no-wake buoy, pulling at half plane and creating very large wakes. The repeated circling to restart skiers, wakeboarders, and wake surfers is often directly in front of our home, again causing large wakes, intense erosion, and continuous noise pollution. We spend thousands on seawall repair and riprap reinforcements. We've contacted the Lake Advisory Board yearly by either regular mail or email. Our concerns are routinely dismissed by the group. We have numerous safety concerns, fast boat speeds, boats too close to swimmers, and the allowance of full speed up until 9 p.m. Our east side of the lake gets dark earlier than the west side because we are in a gorge. We fear it is only a matter of time before there is a fatality caused by a boat not seeing a person in the water. We suggest that the Adventure Company boats need to stay 300 feet from the shoreline in our bay and need to be at idle speed until they reach the main channel at the end of Yacht Island. It is our hope that the Marine Council will address these issues and reorganize the Lake Advisory Group to protect homeowners' interests. Thank you.
Thank you. Karen Knob?
I thought I was just signing in.
Oh,
But that's okay. You know, I do want to say something. I'm Karen Naub from Lakeview Drive, Lakeview Road. And basically, you know, last time I was here at your town council meeting, and from what I can hear from a lot of people, there's a lot of issues with safety on the lake. And one thing I had thought about was if possibly, since we've closed our golf course and saved that money, can we not maybe use some of that money to hire full-time people to parole the lake? Since I learned last meeting that there's only 2 full-time police officers having to man land and water, which I would think is impossible and unsafe for even issues coming up on the land. You know, if that's not something that could be considered, that, you know, because to me, it's like with all these rental boats and whatever, we've like left the teenagers home alone for the weekend with a note. This is what you're supposed to do and not do, and no way to supervise them, and we didn't leave security cameras on. It's a free-for-all here, and it's very unsafe.
thank you very much.
Thank you.
Oh, okay, I was gonna ask, I didn't want to make you feel uninvited, but yes. There's the end of our list, was there anyone else in the audience who wished to make a comment? Well, we thank you as always for your comments, and we appreciate your coming, and we will certainly consider everything that you brought forward to us. Thank you very much. We will move on then to our consent agenda. However, we have no items under our consent agenda. The one item has been moved to new business. So we will move on to our hearing, which is a request from Christina Stepp to appeal a civil citation number 001126. And Dana Bradley?
So that was a bit of a miscommunication. She actually wasn't requesting to appeal it. It was our request to suspend her boat permit privileges. A citation had been issued to her on May 10th, and then we sent a letter out to her explaining, you know, the citation and how long she had to pay it, and it has still not been paid. I contacted her on, August the 2nd, and asked her if, you know, she was going to be able to pay it, and she said, no, just move forward with whatever you have to do. And so we are just requesting that we revoke her boat permit privileges until this is paid.
Any questions or comments from the council?
Isn't that automatic?
Yeah, isn't that?
It does say it can be suspended by town
Oh,
council,
okay.
by Marine Commission.
Okay.
In
It
that
can
case-
be.
It can
Okay.
In that
be.
case, we do need to have, do I hear a motion then?
I've got a technical question.
Okay.
Are we in quasi judicial mode, William?
I don't think so. It's
Okay.
not written that,
I didn't either, but I wanted to make sure.
it's
Okay.
not written that way.
Any questions from
Didn't we
Dana?
do this just last council meeting about another permit that was revoked because they were commercial, they were
Yeah, they were
subleasing,
subletting.
which is what's going on here, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, she was operating commercially without a permit. Yeah.
I make a motion that we revoke the permit.
Second.
All in favor?
All right,
Aye.
Then that recommendation to revoke the permit is approved unanimously. Thank you.
Mayor, I've got a question for clarification. Revoke versus suspend.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that
So
was,
revoking, because she already has a permit issued,
Mhm.
and so I guess it would be the same thing. We are voiding her boat
Okay,
permit
so
for
it
this
will
year.
not come back even after she pays her fine.
For this year?
For this year, actually, I mean, if she paid the fine, I wouldn't have a problem reinstating it.
Should say suspend then.
Suspend.
Suspension is
Yeah,
probably
so suspend.
the
Yeah.
key word.
I'm unclear. I thought we revoked the last permit
Yeah, I
He
think,
was
permanently,
He was permanently revoked, the last one was.
and it was for the same offense, correct?
Yes.
yes.
Mhm.
So yes, if we,
Okay,
So that's a permanent.
all right, I'm just getting clear. I mean, it's fine if you want to do that, I'm just
Yeah.
being clear.
Okay.
I think based on the precedent from the previous
Yeah.
ones.
I mean, the previous
Yep.
one is the exact same as this one, too.
not a problem at all.
Okay.
Thank you.
Dana. We have no unfinished business. We were very productive at the last Marine Commission meeting, apparently. So we'll move on to new business, and the first order of business is approval of the June 14th, 2022 regular Marine Commission meeting minutes. Commissioner
Yeah,
Floyd.
thank you, Madam Mayor. I have one edit for the record. On the minutes of June 14th, 2022 Marine Commission minutes, on page 3, paragraph 5, which is new business, item B, Marines boat slip payment plan. Paragraph 3, it states in the minutes that I recommend adding payment information to the lake use regulations. That was probably a miscommunication. I did not, nor would I. So what I'd like to do is strike that paragraph from the minutes as being inaccurate. And that's all I have. Other than that, I make a motion that we approve the minutes minus that paragraph.
Here's a second.
I'll second.
All in favor?
All right,
Then the minutes stand approved as amended. We'll move on to item B then, is discussion regarding the Lake Advisory Board's recommended amendments to the lake use regulations. Let me point out something before we begin, and that is that there is a public hearing that will be scheduled in the near future, and that is the time for open discussion from anyone or any comments about the lake use regulations. Tonight is not a time for that discussion. The lake use regulations are available to anyone on our website, so there will be time for you to review them, and then we will schedule, and tonight we will tell you when that scheduled meeting is. Dean is going to give us an overview of what they are, but we want to make sure everybody has time to digest them, and then bring any concerns that you have to that public hearing. Dean?
Okay. I believe all of you are aware of what's been going on with the updating of the lake use regulations and been seeing it. If there's anything specific that you guys would like to talk about, I'll be glad to talk about those things. As you can see, there's numerous things in here. A lot of what we did was just cleaning up the language in it. There are some different things that we put in here for clarification and adding on to the lake use regulations. One thing I'd like to point you to is on page 11, under J at the top of the page. There needs to be another edit here, or another striking here, where it says, property owners or their spouses owning an undeveloped lot qualify for one annual motorized boat permit. Where it says, or one peak season weekday only permit, we need to strike that because we're not doing weekly permits. So, before we talk about that. I'd like to get that part struck out so it would read motorized boat permit at the resident rate. There are a few other clerical errors in here that we will clean up once we can condense this document down. There's so many edits and stuff in here. Some of the things have gotten a little out of whack, and we will straighten that stuff out, but it's just clerical stuff. It's no meaning changes of any of the regulations in here.
And those will be available, I think you'd said prior to the meeting, to the public, probably by tomorrow?
Yes.
All right, we want to make sure that everyone has plenty of time to read them. They are long. This was truly a laborious work and a work of love by all the people who have worked on it, and I have watched them pour over it. So please do it, give it the respect that it deserves, and read through it and make sure, I'll get to you. Where is it? It's on the website.
It will be.
It will be on our website. Laura, can you speak to that?
Currently attached to the meeting agenda to today's meeting, the Planning Commission, so if you look at that page, you'll see at the bottom of the page, an attachment, which is the document that he is referring to, but what he's saying is that document is a little arduous to read because it has all of the edits from the current version to the new version, so tomorrow we'll post a cleaned up version.
Well, yeah. Laura,
I asked if they also be sending out an email blast to all those residents. Because there's a lot of people who don't go to the website, I know that for a fact. I just wondered if it's possible to consider that. So people, there's a lot of people who are out of town and.
I don't know that we have the ability.
Yeah.
We don't have the
I
ability
would,
to do that.
I would say too, Laura, that it's good, we'll leave the red line version up, because as you'll read in that, it gives you what the ordinance or the regulations say now and how they're being changed, whether or not they're strike-throughs or underlines. So we can provide you a cleaned up version, but I'd like to go ahead and keep the red line version as available to be able to compare and contrast the changes.
Yep.
Okay.
Is there anything specific that stood out to any of you guys that you would like to discuss? As you can see, there's 37 pages here, and probably 30 of them have edits and stuff on them, so if you want me to go over them individually, I can, but
You know, I think we won't tonight, because that's the whole point of the public hearing, is for people to have an opportunity to really read through them, look at them, digest them, and then come with all your questions to the public hearing. Thank you, Dean, so
okay.
much.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
We'll move on to item C under new business, which is to set a public hearing date for resolution amending the lake use regulation. Do I hear a motion to establish a date?
Yes, Madam Mayor, I move that we set the public hearing date for amending the lake use regulation to September 26th, Monday, at 6 PM at the Town Hall.
Here, second.
I would second that, Madam Mayor.
All in favor?
Aye.
We made it at 6 PM. Hopefully, that will make sure that anyone who works during the day, during daytime hours and not in the evening, will be able to attend the meeting. So
Yep, 6 o'clock on the 26th, Monday.
that is all we have on our agenda for today. So we appreciate your coming, and we appreciate all the effort and your interest. And do I hear a motion to adjourn?
Madam Mayor, I'll make a motion that we adjourn the Marine Council, Marine Commission meeting.
Second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Then we stand adjourned. The town council meeting will not and cannot start until 5 o'clock. So if you're planning to wait for that, unfortunately, you've got 35 minutes to enjoy Laura Creegee's wonderful refreshments.